swing, 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 swing. Hi, Mama.
Hello everybody, it's Sabrina here with my 35-week update. Yes, 35 weeks. Okay. This week I got to see my doctor, my delivery doctor actually, for the first time. It's a little late, a little later than normal, but they were building a new facility, so they didn't take anybody in until the new one was built. So I was just seeing my regular family doctor until now, and now I got to see my delivery doctor. And it was kind of funny because I sat down in the room, and then when he came in, he's like, "Hello, Sabrina, I see you're expecting again." Because he's actually been catching all of my babies pretty much. My family doctor quit catching babies, as he calls it, after I had my second, and he wasn't around when I had my first, so I got the doctor on call, who happens to now be my delivery doctor for all the rest of my babies. But he's fantastic, so I'm really quite happy to be able to see him again. And so my appointment went well. It was good, and I didn't have any questions or concerns or anything besides wanting to know which position my baby was in. The day before my appointment, I felt like the baby had dropped a little bit, like not like dropped, but shifted position to where he feels a little more like he's just staying there now. Because I know I've been saying that there's most of the time he feels like he's head down, and I can feel like his butt, his legs are over here. But quite often, all of a sudden, I would be feeling kicking here and movement here at the same time, and like in different position. Like it's just not the same as I'm used to. The day before my appointment, I went in on, well, it was on a Thursday. I went in on a Friday, and on the Thursday, I was feeling all of a sudden when he was hiccuping, it felt like it did with all my other babies. Because all my other babies, there's a very specific pattern. I would feel like the hiccups and everything were always way down low, and most of my movements that I was feeling were lower down. None of my babies really kicked a lot. This guy kicks more than the others did. Most of them, it was mostly movements like the knee going across this way, or their hands moving, the hiccups. Those were my biggest motions that I would feel in the womb. And with this guy, most of the movements I was feeling was up on top, which was odd because I hardly felt movements up on top with my other four. So on Thursday, at some point, all of a sudden it just felt like I could breathe easier. And not like a whole lot easier, but it just felt a little bit easier to breathe. And it felt like he had moved down a bit. And so when the doctor looked at me on Friday, and I told him this, he's like, "I think you're probably right. It does sound like he dropped a little bit, not a substantial amount. I usually, after my first, the baby usually doesn't drop until like pretty much like right, like in labor even. My second, I don't think he dropped until I was in labor. I didn't really take much note of it with my other two. But with this guy, I mean, he felt pretty high up for the most part until now. It feels like he moved. And the doctor felt in there, and he figured out where he was. He's head down. Okay, so phew, I'm happy about that. He's head down. His back is on this side, though. I want his back on this side for labor and delivery. I mean, if it's over here, he will probably shift over and move over into position by the time I go into labor. It's usually the case. But I would like it if his back was here. And I know that he does move into position here when I've been sleeping, like after I've slept for a bit. If I've been sleeping on my left side, when I get up in the morning, I can feel that it's heavier here, and I can feel the movements here instead. But as of right now, yeah, there's his foot, or his knee, one or the other. his legs are here and his butt's over here again. But yeah, so I'm just really happy his head is down, and the doctor said it was in the pelvis already. It's down far enough now. He's not likely to flip around. He couldn't move his head very easily, so he's like, the head is down now. So we're moving into the last little while. We have 5 weeks. I think I'm probably more like 6 weeks, because I always figure for an extra week. But yeah, I'm happy that baby's in a good position. I have been getting a lot of comments like, oh, okay, you're gonna have baby soon and stuff, and a lot more like he's popping right out. Like, I've been wearing my belly band a lot more frequently because I need something to help support this belly. Oh, excuse me. I'm tired. I've been finding it odd. I actually want to sleep on my right side more than my left. And it could be because his back is here, so it could be that when I lie down on that side it is more comfortable because his back is there already, instead of lying on my left where then he's shifting around. That might be what it is. But I will generally fall asleep on my left side, and then in the middle of the night I'll find myself rolling onto my right side because I get stiff when I'm on my left for too long. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with baby. I generally favor sleeping on my right side when I'm not pregnant, so I'm thinking that's probably part of it. I haven't been eating as healthy as I should. I don't really have heartburn again though, so I'm thinking that the heartburn that I mentioned last week really did have to do with my sugar intake. Through this week I have eaten more sugar than I was prior to the birthdays and such. So I'm trying to cut back on that again. I'm trying to eat more protein again. I have very little interest in getting food for myself. If it's in front of me, I'll eat it. But if I have to go and get it, I just can't be bothered. I'd rather just get a glass of water. And I know that that's not really following the brewer's plan very well. So I'm trying. I have a bag of almonds in my purse so that, you know, when we're around town, oh, there's hiccuping again. So when we're around town, I can just pull some almonds out in my bag and eat them and stuff. And it's I've been getting my greens a lot more easily lately, and I'm finding the vitamin C now is the hard one, the foods that I'm having a hard time filling up on, because I'm not a juice person. We have juices in the house, but I'm not a juice person, and eating a whole orange, So I made a smoothie with an orange so that I was getting some vitamin C, because I think it's best to get all of what is contained in the fruit more so than just the juice itself. I know you get the vitamin C from the juice, but there's a lot to be said about the fiber and everything else that's contained in the whole fruit. So I'm thinking I know I said last week too, I need to do more smoothies and stuff, because I'm having a hard time meeting my my requirements, because I'm not hungry. I just want to drink water. Give me a glass of water. That's what I want. I don't want a lot of food. So, I mean, today I actually ate quite a bit at my parents' house at lunchtime. I was surprised, but it wasn't meat as much as the cottage cheese pierogies, cottage cheese, and I love cottage cheese pierogies. I don't make them because I can't make them right. And last time I tried making them, it's been years. Last time I tried making them, they were not very good. I'm finding that I'm having issues with my clothes. They're not fitting very well. This pair of pants that I have, the one of the newest things that I've gotten for pregnancy, for maternity clothes, I bought them with my last pregnancy. So the belly band is actually, it stays up a little bit more. I got another pair of pants from a friend of mine, and I don't know which brand they are, but they made them, they don't have a butt. Like, they don't sit proper. Really, when you want to go maternity shopping, make sure you pick pants that sit nice and fit nicely, because my goodness, when you got a pair of pants, even though it's, supposed to be your size, but it doesn't have the right shape for your body type, they're just the most uncomfortable things, and they just, they're bunching the fabric, because that's what happens otherwise. The fabric, if it's not, those bands, if they're not up here, they just bunch down below, and it gets very uncomfortable and very, for me, the worst part is that it gets itchy where all the fabric wants to bunch up. So that's annoying. That's just what it is. It's annoying. But, yeah, clothes. I'm having a hard time with clothes. I'm finding myself feeling really just frumpy lately because I can't find clothes that fit. And then there was clothes that I was wearing with my previous pregnancies that aren't necessarily maternity clothes, but I was able to wear them all the way through my pregnancies, and I'm putting them on now. I'm only 35 weeks, and I'm putting them on now, and I'm like they're like stretching out. They're not fitting right. I'm like, what is up with this? I wore this all the way through 40 weeks with my second, or with my fourth, or whatever, my third, whatever it was. And here I'm only 35 weeks, and these things don't fit. So I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just trying to find the bulkiest, like the biggest clothes, and I just feel frumpy. Like, I'm at the stage where I don't feel like a cute bump anymore, and it took me, with most of mine, I would only get there at a week before due, maybe, or even a week after I was due, where I would start to feel like, I just don't feel pretty, or my bump is just not very cute anymore, or whatever. But yeah, with this guy, I'm like, oh, I feel like a walrus. Because it's just so big. I have had people say too, it looks like I just took a basketball poop underneath my shirt and away we go. And sometimes it feels like that. I will show you my bump, my big beautiful bump that I have. So this is my 35-week bump. This is one of my maternity shirts that is just, as you can see, I have to pull it down because it doesn't want to fit, and you can actually see the belt on the pants already. And oh, here he's poking his knee out again. But yeah, so this is my belly. There's no new stretch marks. I've actually been finding, this might sound really weird, when I get, because the belly gets itchy sometimes, and I know that it's not dry skin for me. So what I've been doing is, then when I shower or whatever, I have a spray bottle with apple cider vinegar, because I've been trying to do more natural things with my hair, and so I will wash my hair most of the time. Instead of using a shampoo and conditioner, I will use baking soda mixed in with water and a little bit of tea tree oil, because tea tree oil is good against a lot of different things for your hair, and it smells nice. And then I will spray apple cider vinegar mixed with water. I think it's about this much apple cider vinegar in the bottle, and then the rest is water, the 1:4:1 ratio, something. And so I've been using that on the areas that I've been finding on my belly that have been getting itchy, and I find that has been helping a lot. Now, another thing, wearing dresses definitely helps. I don't wear dresses well, today I didn't, because the weather is just not very good for it right now. And I find, I don't know, I like jeans. I'm a jeans and runners type person. when you wear a dress, then you have to wear like heels or sandals or something that looks nice on your feet because runners don't work. Although I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I need to hire somebody to put on my socks and shoes because I can hardly reach them anymore. I'm trying to put my socks on earlier. I'm like falling over. I look hilarious, but things get in the way and you're not as balanced as you were before. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I did get some blood work done. I haven't got the results back yet. I did not take the 1 hour glucose test. I never did get around to it. And I went to see the delivery doctor, and the nurse afterwards, she was like, "You don't have any of your blood work information from your 28 weeks. I'm like, "No, I forgot to do that one." So she gave me, they have a lab right there, which is nice. So she gave me the paper, and she's like, "You know what? We'll just check your levels, and everything looks fine. We won't worry about it." Because I have no history of gestational diabetes with any of my kids. I've always passed the 1 hour test, and I know a lot of people don't pass the 1 hour test, but will pass the 3 hour. I've always passed the 1 hour. It's never been a problem. And I know my weight gain with this one is due to the number of calories I am eating. I am eating a lot more, and so than I did with any of my other pregnancies. So, and it's still, my weight gain is still 1 pound a week. Like, I'm literally 35 weeks today. I've gained 35 pounds from prior to being pregnant. So it's I'm guessing I'll be about 40 maybe 40 to 45 pounds heavier when I go in for labor, which the 35 pounds is already like, it's a lot of extra weight to have gained in such a short amount of time. It really is. And it's heavier, and it's harder to do things like walking and stuff. My goodness, I get tired so much faster because you're carrying all this extra weight. They just kind of become the new norm. You don't, for me, a lot of stuff is just kind of slowly changes, and before I know it, it's just part of my normal. I don't even think about it. Like, yeah, I mean, it's also, I guess, because this is my 5th baby, so I've done this song and dance a number of times already, and all my pregnancies tend to follow a similar pattern. One of the things I am interested in seeing is how this guy is going to be when he's out, because I've noticed that each of my babies, when they're in the womb, they have certain movement patterns and such, and when they come out, it's almost what's it called? It's kind of like a relaxing feeling to know that when they come out and you're holding them, they feel the same. Like, the way that they move out of the womb is similar to how they are moving in the womb. Like, there's just, it's a comfort. It's the word escapes me. It's just really neat to notice that when you're holding them in your arms, it's similar to how you were holding them in the womb. And yeah, so that is it for me, for my 35-week update. Just thank you. Thank you for watching as I go off on all sorts of other stuff, things that have happened this week. And I hope you all have a blessed week.